take action in getting better. Take is in making life better. All right, because you are enough. You are enough the way you are. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. It just means you are worthy of something more. You are worthy of having love. You're worthy of living in an environment you enjoy. And you're worthy of having a job that you enjoy. But you have to take action. If you feel it I haven't always been excited about the beginning of a year for various reasons, usually because I didn't keep my intentions. I like to use the word intention over goals. Goals sound so like steadfast. And so for me, I like to use the word intentions. You can exchange it for the word goals if you want. When I get steadfast and hardcore about something, it's really hard for me to be in flow. And then when things don't fall into place, I lose hope or I get very frustrated. And so intentions is a word that I use with intention. I mean, it's seriously. Okay. And so what I want to do is go over 5 different ways to set an intention. I'll give you some tips on how to implement them. All right. So I took everybody's comments that you had put in below, and I'll address it. So the first thing I'll do is go through and talk about how to set 5 intentions, or the 5 things to do for intentions. First off, what is an intention? Well, in this particular context, right, it's a goal. I don't love the word goal. If you are an A+ personality, now actually I am. I'm a recovering A+ personality. But if you want to use the word goal, I don't care, okay? It's a personal objective. There's our neutral word that I promise you I will forget. So it's a personal objective that you want to set for 2021, all right? Now, this is around something you want to change or achieve within a certain amount of period of time, which is why we're going to make it 2021, okay? Now, you can break it down into shorter periods, and I'm going to encourage you to do that as one of the 5 things. But because, like, for me, I like to see I like to have chunks of time. I like to do timelines that are chunks of time versus one whole year. Because when we give ourselves too much time, we won't take action. We'll talk about that later, okay? So like a short-term task would be, or action item, or chunk, or block, right? Might be booking a holiday getaway locally, we know that, right? Versus a long-term intention would be finishing your degree at school, or whatever that is, or writing your book, something like that. You could put into long-term if you wanted to. So how do we actually work with intentions? Well, there's truly so many different ways, and you kind of morph it into what works for you as you become successful. Now, what I mean by successful is not hitting it. As you become successful in taking action and moving forward in those goals, you're going to begin to figure out naturally what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay? So I'm going to give you the 5 steps that I found that work well for me. Now remember, it's important to create a life skill in honoring yourself, to allow your dreams, allow your hopes, allow your intentions to come to fruition. And they won't if you don't set the intention and take action. So here we go. First of all, you have to decide exactly what you want. Okay? And the more precise and clear your intentions are, the easier it will be. The easier it'll be to know how you're going to complete them. So let's say you have a goal. I'm going to use the word goal because I don't think it's a great goal. So that's why I'm using the word goal, sorry. But that you're going to go from renting to living in a mansion within 2021. That is not attainable, everybody. Okay? But you can set intentions, right, that break that down to where one day you will be in that bigger home. Okay? I take the word mansion out. All right. All right. Let's keep going. So just like we have for entrepreneurs or CEOs of businesses or anybody, right? Moms with their children, or it's us individually is what I want you to hear, is that we have objectives that should be specific and measurable. To ensure that things become achievable and within the realms of reality, mic drop on that, reality, okay? You will run the risk, if it's not in reality, you're going to run the risk of anything you do becoming demotivating because it won't seem attainable. Your brain is smart, everybody. Your subconscious truly knows who you are. So when you set out these big bodacious goals / intentions, right, it's really hard for them to come to fruition. So here we go. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a big goal this year that I'm going to make $1 billion. Okay, it's pretty low chances, skim to nothing, that that's going to happen. So it doesn't matter how excited I am in January that I'm going to make $1 billion. I guarantee you that isn't going to happen, and it won't be the lottery because I don't waste my money in the lottery. Okay? Just an example. But I'll tell you what I can do is I can pay off 1 or 2 credit cards by December of 2021. Follow me? That's what I mean. Okay, so I'm super excited. Okay, here we go. The first thing you have to do, oh, I already said that, is you're gonna identify what your intention is. Now the second thing, and if you've been with me for very long, here we go, because I'm going to be repeating some stuff, but you're going to make it actionable to this. You're going to write it down. I want you to write it down with your hands, not on the computer. Okay? Our brain is activated. Our subconscious is activated to take action when you use your hand, right? Now, if your hands right now, you can't write with them, then, you know, if you speak it, that's fine, because we're going to be doing that anyway. So write down your intentions. If you don't write them down, they will merely be dreams forever. Okay. Dreams, wishes, whatever you want to call them. But if you don't write them down, it's hard for the brain to connect to change. Something magical happens when you put pen to paper. It just does. And I bet you already know that, right? And because writing etches into your subconscious. And that's what I want. So that's the very next thing you have to do once you set it. Once you are thinking about them, right? I want you to write them down. I have found that by writing by hand is more powerful than it is on the computer. And I've tried it both ways because I love to debunk theories. And so I've tried it. I've tried to type them out, and I always do better when I write them down. Okay? All right. After you write them down, I want you to write out your intentions. How do I want to say, like in a question format, and I want you to write them out. So let's say you want love. Okay. Now I want you to write as if you are writing to your angels that are going to see it. You're going to write it to the universe, the energy, the collective energy. You're writing it, all right? And I want you to write it like this. If you have a goal, intention, sorry, it's a habit, of, or an intention of wanting love this year, I want you to write it out like this. It's a positive question statement. What if I had love in my life? That's it. What if I had love in my life? Okay? Let's say it's around you're done with your job. You don't love your job, and it doesn't feed your soul, and it drains you. And so you're going to have your intention list that you're going to have a new job. Okay? What if I found a new job by March? You with me? What if it's you want to have more fun? What if I'm surprised by life for the positive? Now, when people say, Lisa, you need more fun in your life, you have to know something. My childhood just wasn't super fun. We spent Saturdays cleaning or gardening and pulling weeds. Like, I don't really know how to, I mean, I'm much better now, but not everybody knows what the word fun means. So I have often said out loud, what if I'm surprised by life for the positive? What if I'm surprised by something fun today, unexpectedly? Okay, when we try and determine how something will happen, now there are action steps you have to take. Like you're taking an action step to write that out, right? Okay. And then if you're going to find a new job by March, you're going to have to start looking, right? You might even have to inquire a headhunter to help you, but you have to take action. All right. Now, number 3, I'm going to go through this and then I'll come back to the group and look, okay? Because I can't navigate both, all right? Number 3 is make time specific. Make time specific. So, give your intention timeline, deadline. Give your intention a timeline, deadline. Or you're likely not take action and you probably won't finish. So if you're one of those people that don't finish what you start, give yourself a timeline. All right. If you have an intention to leave a bad relationship, set a time deadline. Give yourself a realistic but aggressive time scale so that your intention challenges you. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to coast. How many people have been in a bad relationship? When I say bad, I mean, you know, where it's really, it's you fight, you argue, you feel icky, you'd rather not be home than with them. That's a bad relationship. That isn't going to give you life, right? I know that there's other things that get involved. I'm stating this as if you would love to be out of it, okay? If you don't, you will stay in it for another 5 years, 10 years, because more than likely, if they've been treating you this way, they're not going to take action to leave. Okay. And, yeah. Okay. So you have to take action in setting that timeline. Okay? All right. And here are some questions you could ask out loud, right? If that pertains to you. What if I left this bad relationship? What if I left this bad relationship? What if I found true love? What if I felt okay by myself? What if I could live by myself for a while and be happy? What if I could feel safe living by myself? You with me? What if is a great way to start a positive statement for something that, positive question for something that you want in your life. Okay. Now next, number 4 is twofold. You're going to get it out there, okay? And you're going to speak it out there. So you have your intentions, you've written them, you've written, you know, your what if positive statements, right, for the universe to read. Now, though, I want you to speak your question out loud. This is where the true positive magic begins to happen. But they're all built upon the first. You have to start with number 1. You have to decide. Number 2, right? You have to go in these stages before you begin speaking it. There is something that I became very aware of when I was really quite young, okay? And I don't remember the exact details of the story, but I remember that I became very aware that anything that I spoke of would travel, that my words would travel. And part of how I figured that out was that I could pick up on other people's words before they reached me. It sounds really, I know, but don't analyze it. Just know that when we speak words, those vibrational energies of the word, they just flow, okay? So that's why somebody can speak this great idea that they have for an invention, and somebody over on the other end of the world, or in New Zealand, Australia, right, Africa, is going to come up with the same idea. When you speak your intention, okay, in that way, it allows your guides, your angels, the universal collective energy to go to work for you, okay? It will help you. It solidifies it in the brain too, okay? So then on this, I want you to put your list of intentions up in a very visible place, at home, at work, if you actually get to go to an office now, okay? Put them up in a visible place. Or if you prefer, you can put images up. All right, if you're visual and an image is what speaks to you, that'll help you achieve your intention. It works. When we see our goals, whether they're written or in picture form, okay, we are sending important messages to the brain that activates us. The brain doesn't know how to activate or take action if we don't help it to do that. This is the most, I'd say the most common reason why people do not finish an intention or actually follow through with it is because the brain isn't on board. Okay, it's either too big and bodacious, it doesn't actually understand what you mean, right? Or it's just you haven't followed all the steps. Okay? All right. Now, number 5. I want you to take action, ... immediately. Take action immediately. You must get momentum going. And ideally, this happens by taking action every single day, okay, to bring you one step closer, not to achieve it. You're not going to take action one day and achieve it the next day. Maybe on some things. If you have a goal that you're going to make your bed every day, well, okay, then the next day you'll make your bed and you've achieved it. That's a great idea, actually, if you want to. Or it's going to help move you on that timeline where you set the intention on the date. March, something will happen in March, right? That's an attainable. If you have an intention that you're going to exercise every day, I want to encourage you that unless really you are in that habit, like you were raised that way and you're in that habit, every day isn't necessary. Okay, now if you're training and you're a bodybuilder or you're training for a marathon, you already know how to do that. But if you don't exercise ever, and you're going to set a goal that you're going to go to the gym every single day, it won't happen. But I bet if you set that intention, what if I went to the gym 2 or 3 times a week? Okay? What if you just walked every day? Okay. Now, here's an idea of an action you could take on something. Let's say you have a materialistic goal. You want a new car. Okay? What you would do then is you identify this brand new car you want. You would take action by ordering a brochure of that car, or even book a test drive for that car. That's what I mean by action. Okay? It doesn't mean you go and buy the car if you don't have the money to buy the car, because then you're not honoring money and you loop back into that whole cycle. I had a client that literally test drove a car every week, once a week, for a year. He ended up making quite a bit of money that year, and he could have picked any other car he wanted, but he stuck with the car that he test drove every week. He'd drive around. He lived in the California area, and he'd drive around all these different dealerships. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways. Let's say you want a new place to rent, okay? I didn't say buy, and I didn't say buy on purpose. Let's just say you need a new location to live, okay? And you need to rent a place. But everything is out of price, all right? Set up appointments to just go look. Now, if you can't afford $10,000 in rent, or you can't afford $5,000 in rent, don't look at $5,000, look at $4,000, say, if you're paying $2,000, or whatever. You follow me? Drive in the neighborhoods you really want to live in. That's a way to take action in finding a new place, unless you're in a hurry, that's different. And then what will happen is the brain will begin to go to work for you. And maybe you find another avenue income stream that you can create. All right? Things will start to take place for you. Okay. So this is the deal. That was 5 things for you, right? Not hard. But it's almost too easy. Okay? And so the trick is you have to keep things, you have to think things up. You have to keep things up. You have to move closer to your intentions every single day. I have found that the more clarity I have on what I really want, I will more likely achieve them. Working with intentions has worked for me really well. Okay? And it just does. It works. Okay? Some people will call it manifesting, and I pause there because I actually have a manifesting that I teach, but this is different. There's similarities, but I'm teaching you how to set the intention first. Okay? So I want you to write them down, and I want you to speak those what-if positive statements, those questions, every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. I do it. I'm teaching you what I do, okay? And your subconscious will get to work, your angels will get to work, the universe will get to work, and you'll feel like the universe has your back, and that's what I want you to feel. Because it might bring you something, it might not bring you the... if you're looking for a partner, the tall, dark, and handsome, or the blonde, okay? It might not, but it will bring you a match that is perfect for you. You might have to go through a couple, but it will happen. Because the reason I say that on love is because oftentimes the vibrational energy that's in us, right, that we radiate out unknowingly, it just happens, it brings those people that... if we have a fear of being abandoned, it'll bring us people that will abandon us. And which is one of the reasons that I love clearing vibrational energy. Because when you get rid of vibrational energy, everyone, within the cells of your body and your energy field, it literally changes the dynamics of your life. Because what used to be hard isn't hard anymore. And that's a game changer in life. I'm going to be, this is a random thought because I'm going to talk about it another time, but once a year I open up my Clear DNA program. It's a monthly program, and you get live with me, you get clearings live with me, and you get audios all in it. And I only do it once a year, and I'm doing it right. I'm going to be doing it within the next week. So I'm just planting a little seed there for you. Now I'm going to go back to intentions. So I want you to take the time now to sort out what you want, and then I want you to literally place your order. Okay? If you do not have clarity yet, okay, it is best still to put something down. Okay? Otherwise you aren't going to see anything happen, and you're going to end 2021 feeling stuck and broken. And I don't want that for you. You see, you're in my life now. And when people join my life, I get to join yours. And when that happens, your life becomes part of mine. And when that happens, I make sure you move forward in your life. Okay? So remember that intentions are not carved in stone. Don't worry about it. Set an intention that's better than what you have now, and you can change your intention anytime you want. Anytime and as often as you like. But you have to start and you have to take action. Okay? Happy New Year, everyone. For whatever lies before us, it's time to begin. It's time to begin to let go of what doesn't work for you, what doesn't serve you, right? It's time to release vibrational energy. I've got a free money one on my website, right? Listen to the waterfall one that's on my blog. I think it's still in the group here. And take action in getting better. Is in making life better, all right? Because you are enough. You are enough the way you are. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. It just means you are worthy of something more. You are worthy of having love. You're worthy of living in an environment you enjoy. And you're worthy of having a job that you enjoy. But you have to take action. All right, I'm excited to hear how it's going for you, and I am beyond grateful that I'm in your life and you're in my life. Happy New Year. All right, so how do I turn it off, right? Here we go.